Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Big Lee's World Podcast. It is I, your host, Big Lee, coming to you once again from the Boom Boom Room right here in Cape Girardeau, Missouri. And today, I want to take you back in time. I want to take you back in time before there was a Big Lee's World Podcast, before the Anna Fight Underground, and right at the beginning of my time with Cape Championship Wrestling. I want to take you back to a time where I worked for a company back then known as Death by Metal STL, now known as Death by Metal MMB. Make sure I said that right. I got a little worried there. Anyways, worked with my good friend Tim McFarland, and I was kind of doing some advertising, promotions, things like that at the time with them. Not really too much behind the mic doing interviews, but there was a couple situations where I had to take the mic and do a couple of interviews. And I want to bring that back. I want to bring that back to you. Take a time traveling trip back with me. The first one, the one I'm going to post today, is from 2017 when I got a chance to interview the band, or I should say, the lead singer of the band Fit for a King, Ryan Kirby. So I want to post that on here. I want you to check it out. Also, I want you to make sure to go support my friend Tim and his endeavor, now known as Death by Metal MMB. You can check them out on Facebook at Death by Metal and at deathbymetalmmb.com. So with that being said, I want you to take a listen to this interview I did in 2017. And remember, this was done in 2017, so don't roast me too hard on it. Alrighty, this is Death by Metal STL. Today we have Ryan Kirby, vocalist for Fit for a King. So how's it going today?
It's going really well, just a little cold.
That it definitely is. That's great Missouri weather for you. So you're actually in town today on the tour with After the Burial, A Mirror, and Fit for an Autopsy, correct?
Yes.
Awesome. How's it going?
Really good. The tour's been great. Weather has just been all over the place, but shows have all been amazing.
Awesome. Now, I've actually, when we're talking about doing this interview, I've seen y'all a couple of times, and that's one of the first things I want to talk about. First time I saw y'all was out in Chicago on the Eternal Enemies tour.
Yeah.
And then the last time I saw y'all were down in Nashville with For Today and Gideon. So, diversity of tours, how do you come about doing this?
We just try to make ourselves as accessible to any style of tour as possible, and the way we see it, it just opens up the doors to play in front of a bunch of people that normally wouldn't get to watch our band.
Because I was going to say, that's two, when you have the Acacia String, and then you have For Today,
yeah.
That's definitely, do you ever have any issues with it, or anything like that, like anything ever just pop up, or anything like this?
Not really. We're pretty respectful with everybody's beliefs. We'll get the occasional Christian joke, but that's about it.
So, new album, Death Grip, came out back in October. How's the response been to it?
Amazing. The songs are like the most hype at our sets. It seems like people know those songs as much or more than our previous hits, which is always what you hope for with the new album.
Now, one of the things I've heard and talked about, it was two things I've really heard about you. One, like y'all are one of the nicest bands out there.
Well, that's good that you're hearing that.
And two, the response to the album from some people I've talked to is they've kind of classified it as your darkest album.
Yeah.
So you would...
Lyrical content's definitely the darkest. There's not really any happy songs, and it touches on things like the Paris shooting, the Bataclan. It touches on the Rwandan genocide. It touches on children soldiers. So it's definitely dark.
So it's dark, but it's got a good purpose behind it.
Yeah, there's a reason for it being dark.
Kind of help open the eyes up for it.
Exactly.
So, like we said earlier, it's freezing cold here.
It is.
So that gives us you look forward to the summer.
We'll have a busy summer.
I was going to say, you got anything that, we've heard some rumors, so...
Nothing I can talk about yet, but you'll know soon. That's all I can say.
Okay, I was probably shooting around the 22nd to hear something, so definitely. One thing I want to talk to you about is kind of vocal trends in the scenes today. Some of the big I shouldn't say controversies, but some things that people are talking about is deathcore bands going clean. Now, I know with y'all style of music, which you're talking to a Southerner when they had used the word y'all in an interview.
Yeah.
But y'all mix it kind of together. You have your cleans, you got your heavies.
Yeah.
Is there a future to where you kind of reverse that trend to do just a heavy?
The new album went out of our way to make sure like 40% of the album is straight heavy.
Okay.
Like Stacking Bodies, Disease, Pissed Off. That's just no singing, just straight heavy. We'll make a point every album to at least make like 40-50% of it just heavy.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I was going to say, those are probably, Stacking Bodies and Pissed Off are probably my two favorite songs off the new album.
Like tonight's set then.
I am excited for it. I am definitely excited. So, we'll be wrapping up here soon. Where can people find out more about your band?
Just basically Google Fit for a King and then everything you need. But fitforakingband.com is the place everything's aggregated.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank you for taking your time out to talk to us today. Continued success on the tour, continuing with, with the big summer tour and all that. And like I said, just thank you. Anything else you want to add?
Thank you to you for having me, and thank you to anybody who took the time to check out the interview.
Okay, awesome. Like I said, my name is Lee Montgomery, Death by Metal STL. Thanks for checking us out, and we'll catch you at a show. All right, that was my interview with Brian Kirby, vocalist for Fit for a King, back in 2017, right before their show outside of the now closed Ready Room in St. Louis. Once again, I want to thank Tim and his team over at Death by Metal MMB. Make sure y'all support them, show them some love over at facebook.com/deathbymetalmmb and at deathbymetalmmb.com. Like I said, make sure to show them some love and support. They do a lot of great work over there in the metal scene. So we always want to make sure we support one of our own. And I want to thank you all for listening to this episode. I appreciate the love and support. Make sure if you got any questions, comments, concerns, shoot me an email at bigleesworld@gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Big Lee's World. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the podcast. Appreciate all the love and support. And as always, 2 scoops of whoop, whoop, whoop.